Russia's President Vladimir Putin has not issued an order to extend the Easter ceasefire in Ukraine. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov comments come as the ceasefire is set to expire at 21 GMT today. Earlier, Putin announced a surprise one-day ceasefire in Ukraine for Easter, but Kiev said Russian forces continued artillery fire and called instead for an extended true halt to hostilities. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky has said that the Russian army is making a pretense of an Easter ceasefire. Zelensky said in a post on social media, as of Easter morning, the Russian army appears to be trying to give the general impression of a ceasefire, though in some areas it continues to make it isolated attempts to advance and inflict losses on Ukraine. Putin, hours before heading to an Orthodox Easter service, announced the surprise one-day ceasefire, ordering his forces to stop all military activity along the front line in the three-year-old war. Air raid sirens rang out in Kiev after Russian President Vladimir Putin announced a surprise one-day ceasefire in Ukraine for Easter. The air raid alert was cleared in 15 minutes without any attacks reported by Kiev authorities. Putin's unilateral move followed Washington's announcement that it could abandon peace talks within days unless Moscow and Kiev showed they were serious about negotiating. Russia and Ukraine have conducted a swap of more than 500 prisoners of war. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, in a post on the Telegram messaging app, said 277 Ukrainian service personnel had returned home from Russian captivity. Russia's defense ministry said 246 servicemen had been handed over by Kiev. It said a further 31 injured prisoners of war had been handed over to Ukraine, and 15 of its own wounded servicemen had also been returned by Kiev. Zelensky said a total of 4,552 Ukrainians, service personnel and civilians, have been returned since the start of the war.